Now that you understand all the search possibilities on LinkedIn, let us talk about how you can use the all filters function to be even more specific and find the right people. Connecting with as many relevant people as possible is the ultimate goal of LinkedIn, right? People are all the users of LinkedIn, nearly 800 million of them, and everyone who will come in the future. Because there are so many, you need to use the detailed search filters. Your time is limited. You have only 1430 minutes a day, and you can add maximum of 100 new connections every single day if your account is warmed up. So if you just add everyone, it will take you 20,000 years to just adding them. To be efficient, you need to know what possibilities you have to narrow down to your ideal customer profile. Exactly the person who is waiting to get your service or product. So, when we search a term like CEO and choose people and click the button all filters, this is where we start to really narrow down the search. These are the options that we have in the free account. First, second and third level degrees connections or connections of a certain person. Because we know by now that like-minded people congregate, you might want to connect with people of a certain person, to his connection, or if you want to use name dropping, you would also need it. Or to just make sure you are not going too far from your personal connections if you have more than 10,000, or if you don't want to get the results of those users you can't even connect because they are too many levels away from you. Locations, you can choose a country, a state, or even a city. This is, in my opinion, a very important filter. Depends on the solution you might need it, only people living or working from a certain city in a specific country. And if you don't filter by the city you can sell to everyone, you need to understand that you will always get 100 pages as a result. So you can create your search profile per city. So you will get up to 100 pages results for your search in every city. Current company. Let's say you want to sell products to a distributor you find online or even offline. So you know the company, but you need to contact the buyer or top management. Then it is very helpful to use this filter. This is just one example. Past company. People stay very often in the industry. I use this filter often when I already have clients and I have closed the deal and I know who I offered it. So I can use the filter to find the ex-employees that are working maybe for another company that needs my service or products too. And I can always use the argument that their past company is an existing client. School. I know that many recruiters use this filter to recruit people who studied in certain universities. You can find people who served with you in your army unit, or just friends and like-minded people who studied where you have studied. I didn't really use it for a lead generation, but to find schoolmates and recruiting, for sure. If there are specific schools and college in your niche, you certainly should use this filter for lead generation. Industry. This is a very important filter and one you should always utilize when searching for people, because your search for people is mostly in a certain industry. In the industry you are searching for clients. Profile language. You will need to communicate with your prospect through written or spoken language. So it's important to use this filter to make sure you and your prospect speak the same language. If someone is not speaking your language, why should you waste your time and at the same time disturb them? So make sure to always choose the right language. Service categories. When you create your profile on LinkedIn, they ask you to add what services you offer and what services you are searching for. LinkedIn always intended for user to not just add random connection, but to use this feature. So you can see who is offering what service to narrow down who you search for. Keywords. Within the keywords filter, the title filter will be the most useful to you. I noticed that many LinkedIn users are very accurate with their title. They could write exactly what they do. For example, that they are affiliates, or that they are a concrete industry like PPE. The title keywords are an amazing filter to find those we need. Very important that you can use programming conditions to broaden your title search. This is how it works. You can search for multiple keywords by typing quotation mark, keyword, close quotation mark, and signed, space, quotation mark, and keywords too, like CEO and CFO. This option will allow you to filter the results if both keywords are in the title. You can search for alternative keywords by typing keyword or keyword 2, like CEO or CFO. This option will allow you to search for a pool of people who have either one of those titles or the other. Using the quotation marks on both sides of the titles and capitalizing the words and or is important here. The words within the quotation marks can be lowercase or uppercase, that doesn't matter. Do you see how knowing how to use these detailed filters is like step-by-step recipe to find exactly who you need on LinkedIn? For me are these filters the most important ones. Location, where exactly am I searching for my prospects? In London, in New York, Berlin, Sydney, Tel Aviv, or maybe the city isn't relevant to you, but a certain country like USA, Germany, Israel, United Kingdom, or Australia. I also use it to narrow down a concrete location if I'm making an event in a city, or make sure I have enough saved searches with the maximum amount of people, as LinkedIn is limited the results page of 100 pages. Industry. To make sure I'm searching for a person in the industry I'm offering my solution. Profile language. Firstly, to check if we have a common language to be able to communicate. But if you are multilingual and are searching specifically for someone who speaks a specific language other than, say, English. Title keywords. Using especially the programming condition I taught you, the keyword and another keyword and keywords or another keywords, is something that will just zoom in on the exact prospects you are looking for on LinkedIn. That's it for this lesson. Let's move on.